Indian Money is a 10-year-old company educating more than 25,000 people a day on financial topics and helping over 40,000 professionals backed by veterans. Lead Market, a product of IndianMoney.com, is India's largest and the most trusted marketplace for sellers of financial products like insurance, mutual funds, loans, real estate, and stocks. It is a one-stop destination for all financial intermediaries to get connected to the potential customers of their choice according to their availability.
I love my viewers. So I'm here in front of you today to talk to you about one of the requests which we have received from our subscribers. But before that, I would like to say that in case you have not subscribed to our channel, please go and subscribe it right now, because I come and meet you every day with different topics, different suggestions and advices, and I love to keep my viewers updated. So you have to subscribe, and you can also press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I come up with a new video. Since we are talking about cold calling tips, let's understand few basic things. Every one of us know that when it comes to cold calling, we are not meeting the customer directly or physically at the first go. The first step what you guys are doing is calling the customer. So basically you have to know few telephone etiquettes or few talking etiquettes rather, which you should follow when you are talking to the customer. The very first thing is research. Undoubtedly, I completely understand there are many challenges when you talk about cold calling, but at the same time, among all these challenges, there is a solution to every challenge. The first thing is you have to do research and then call the customer. You may think that I do not know the customer. I just have the number and name. That's it. I do not know anything about the customer. So what research am I supposed to do? I will know the details once I talk to the customer. You are completely wrong. I'll explain you with an example. For example, you're working in your office, and at the same time you have just received a random call from a unknown number, and somebody is asking, hello, I am Mr. X, and do I know whom am I talking to? What is the impression which you will get? Will you get offended? For example, some random person is calling you who has no clue about where he has called. Obviously we'll get offended. So please make sure that you address the person properly. Undoubtedly with the number you'll also get the name. For example, the name is Shruti. Address the person in a proper way. Make sure that you use a subtle tone. You greet the customer. For example, you have called in the morning hours, so you should say that, good morning, am I talking to Miss Shruti? Hi ma'am, I'm calling from this organization. I have got your requirement, so is it good to talk now? So why have I told these few sentences is, it's very much important after telling that I know what is your name. The second thing what the customers will ask is that, how do you know my name? How do you know that I'm Shruti? So there is a curiosity in their mind. So to create their curiosity, you have to make sure that you address them by their name. At least they will know, okay, this person knows about me. The next point what I every time suggest everyone, since you are calling for their requirement, every time I believe one small thing, that whenever you call a customer and you know that there is a requirement of some particular product, every time you should as a salesperson give yourself an upper hand in that process. You should every time tell or pitch the customer in a way that you have to portray that since this was your requirement, I am here to fulfill your requirement. In that case, the customer will understand, okay, I needed that product and this person is here to help me, because you are not taking anything from the customer. You are just here to help the customer to get that product or to close that requirement, right? So make sure that you have that confidence in your voice, which can portray that I am only here to help you out, ma'am or sir. I'm not here to waste your time. At the same time, when I tell that, you are already giving an upper hand, when the customer will realize that, okay, this person is here to help me out, now they will start talking about the products. Now you have to also make sure that whatever products you are dealing with, whatever requirement the customer has, those two things is aligned, and you give equal time and space to the customer to speak. You give a good amount of time to explain him that how you will be beneficial to him, how you will help him get that product, how you will help him close that requirement. And at the same time, I would like to say that we have seen many people who are very good at sales, who are very good at product knowledge, but at the same time when they talk to the customer, they don't remember all the details what they should have collected before meeting the customer. So please make sure there is nothing, there is no big deal in it if you forget to collect few details. But there is a big deal if you intentionally, you know that you will forget, and at the same time you do not do anything for it. So make sure, if you have a habit of forgetting, you have to have a write-up with you which will have the list of questions which you will ask the customer, which the details what you require to complete this entire process. So make sure that you just see and you just do a tick mark once the question is answered, once the details are taken. The next point is, once you have already drawn an outline that all these details I have taken from the customer, I should know the customer. So the next step is you can pitch for a meeting. Before that, I would like to say another point. When a person is dealing with many leads, so in that point, it may happen that that person has got many leads in terms of cold calling, and that person starts randomly calling each one of them. Do you really think that that will work? That will never work. Make sure that you prioritize the lead as per your requirement. You, for example, there are few details that the location where does the customer stay is written, the company where does he work is written. So make sure that you match up those details. You have to understand the requirement. You have to understand the quality of the lead. You have to focus every time on the quality on top of the quantity. I every time say this because focusing on the quality will help you in a better closure, not focusing on quantity. Because for example, you have got 100 leads and first 50 leads you have called and they are not responding, they are just randomly saying no, I am just not interested to take the product, etc, etc. But at the same time, last 50 leads, what is left over, because you have taken 100, last 50 leads were the good ones, but by the time you have reached 50, first 50 unsatisfied call will explain and will give you enough reasons to drop that sheet. So make sure that you prioritize it. You will not never lose interest in it. The next point is, when it comes to cold calling, you just have first 20 to 30 seconds to impress the customer so that he or she doesn't disconnect the call. So have a good opening line for the entire call, address them in a proper manner, greet them, make sure that that I have just told you, that make sure that you are giving yourself upper hand at that point, that you are here to help the customer. The customer should feel that this person is here only to help me. I should give time to the customer. And if you have any particular product knowledge, by in the first few seconds, if the customer has told you that this is the interest, I wanted to go for this product, then make sure that you give every possible detail about that product so that the customer still holds on to that interest and gives you a meeting, and you will undoubtedly have a successful closure. The next point is, there will be many situations in life where we do not get what we dream, right? So there is nothing to get demotivated. You shouldn't be disappointed with yourself, because that will put your model down. There may be situations where you have gone for back-to-back meetings and none of them have closed. There can be situations where your colleagues n number of meetings got closed, he or she has got a very good closure, and at the same time the insecurity level, the tension, the pressure, everything builds in, right? So need not be worried about that. Everybody has a different fate. Everybody has a different set of clients. The situation for everyone is different. There may be a situation where your client is just a random client. He or she never wanted to buy that product. He just wanted to understand the details of it. Maybe down the lane after 4-5 months, they are planning to do it. So all these things, the minute things you have to understand. And if you feel that while talking, there is certain things which is lacking in you, you are unable to give an answer to few questions. In that case, you have to analyze that there is a knowledge gap here. You have to understand that, analyze that, and work it in a positive manner. Go back home, read few things, understand about the products. If your colleagues are working in the same direction, same field, take the inputs from them, see how they are closing it, see how they are completing the entire process. So all these small things will undoubtedly help you. बहुत टाइम ये कॉमन प्रॉब्लम सुनने में आते हैं, एंड आई वुड से दैट द मोस्ट कॉमन प्रॉब्लम विच comes into existence when it comes to cold calling is कि सब लोग बोलते कि कस्टमर फ़ोन नहीं उठा रहे. So when I have analyzed this part, I have realized that बहुत टाइम ऐसा सिचुएशन होता है जब हम लोग ऑफिस में होते हैं, एक ऑड टाइम पे कॉल आता है, we do not respond back. Why don't we respond back? क्योंकि जो फ़ोन आया है, maybe we are interested for that particular thing, but just because the call came in a wrong time, हम लोग interested ही नहीं है. So इसीलिए ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप ये समझें कि for example the timings like 9, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, this is not a good time to talk to the customer. ये वो टाइम है जब कोई भी इंसान ऑफिस में, इफ दे आर वर्किंग, दे आर स्टेपिंग इनटू देयर ऑफिस, वो लोग को मे बी बहुत सारे मीटिंग्स लाइंड अप है, मे बी उनको एंटायर डे प्लान करना है, दैट हाउ दिस एंटायर डे विल लुक लाइक, हाउ दिस एंटायर प्रोसेस विल वर्क. सो बहुत सारी 10 चीज़ें आती हैं विच यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो मेक श्योर, और एक सर्वे के हिसाब से भी ये पता चला है कि between 3 to 5, that is the second half is the best time, where generally compared to the first half customers at least reply करते हैं, customers at least बात करते हैं, they at least have the time to understand what are you talking about. We have noticed a very common thing. There are many times that we receive a call in the office hours and in odd hours, I would rather say, and we do not receive the call. Maybe we are interested in the product, but at the same time we do not pay attention because we are tied up with something else. So make sure this common problem of people who are dealing with who are specifically working for cold calling sector, they are telling that people don't receive the call. You have to check on your timings. When do you call? If you are calling a customer at 9:30, 9, 10:30, 10, that is the time when a general person either travels to office or has just stepped into office to plan up the entire day. So that is not at all a good time to talk. Make sure that as per the survey also, we have understood that between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the best time to talk. People at least respond, people at least listens to you and understand that what are you trying to convey. So make sure you're working on your timings. If you are calling them at abrupt timings and you're not getting any response, it is not their fault. Maybe you are losing on to your leads, maybe they are interested, but just because you have called at a wrong time, you're not getting a proper response. The next point is, whenever you get a proper response, it's very much important. If they are disconnecting the call, if they are not interested to talk to you, and if you see that there is a point of interest, but just because they are busy, they are not talking to you properly, ask them a better time. Ask them when can you call them back, so that you can explain the thing, since the requirement was given by their side. So this will also make them understand that okay, fine, this person is there, this requirement was there, and I will cater to this requirement once I am free from office. So all these small things you have to catch hold of it, so that you are successful when it comes to cold calling. The very next point is about the requirement. I every time say that pitch the product as per the requirement of the customer, not as per your knowledge, not as per your interest. Every time customer is the king in the market, and the products which you are giving, never force any product to the customer. The products which you are giving, it should be as per their requirement. The next point is, please try to ask the open-ended questions. For example, avoid those questions whose answer can only be a yes or no. Try to build up a relationship, build up a trust level, build up a connectivity when you are talking to the customer, so that they are ready to trust you and tell that okay, we can meet this weekend for the meeting and discuss this further. So you have to build that over the call. It is quite difficult when you are not meeting the customer face to face, but at the same time you have to create that impression. So make sure that you built that relationship with the customer. The next point is very interesting. It is kind of a competitive point. I will like to give a very common example now. We have seen a very common thing that whenever we used to go to school and colleges, if we see some person who is having a healthy structure, we used to be attracted to that person and say that okay, this person is maintaining herself or himself in a quite nice manner. We used to get motivated. At the same time, if you used to see some fat person and that person also has reduced weight, we used to feel very happy and say that, see, did you see that this person has reduced so much? So now at the same time, when we enter the corporate world, if you are pitching any product, if the requirement is there for some particular product, and if you have already sold it to some customer who is having a complete good success story with that, address that success story with the customer. You have to narrate that story stating that this is a product which was used by this one of our customer, and this customer is so happy using this product, or this customer is so happy after investing here. You have to make them believe with practical examples, so that they have that level of trust where they can trust you for a meeting, for a closure, etc. So the main key factor for a good sale is you have to build up a relationship, and at the same time you have to build a good trust level. So with this, I have come to an end to this video. If you have liked my videos, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any financial query, please give a missed call to our toll-free number. Thank you. I'll be meeting you very soon.